Save today. But you can save the world. Steve.
So you're wondering why Chris Pine's recent remarks about Wonder Woman 3 make his return as Steve Trevor in WW84 even more disappointing? Let's dig into all the details we have about Wonder Woman 3. While Gal Gadot nailed the role of Diana, the DCEU kind of dropped the ball on one of the most thrilling aspects of her character, her ties to Greek mythology. Ares felt like a missed opportunity in 2017's Wonder Woman, dragging down what was otherwise a standout in the DCEU lineup. But there's a whole treasure trove of potential waiting to be explored in Diana's connection to the Greek gods. The DCU has a chance to finally dive into this rich mythology that's been largely untapped so far. Imagine exploring Diana's complex relationships with the gods, maybe stretching all the way back to her origins in the DCU.
You expect a battle to be fair! A battle will never be fair!
Even though Patty Jenkins had a script ready to roll for Wonder Woman 3, the specifics of the story remain a mystery. Jenkins was open to tweaking things to align with the DCU's vision, but ultimately, she hit a dead end with her take on Wonder Woman. As for Linda Carter, the OG Wonder Woman from the 70s series, fans were buzzing about her return after that sneaky post-credit tease in Wonder Woman 1984. She was slated to reprise her role as the Amazon warrior Asteria in Wonder Woman 3, but how she'd fit into the plot was anyone's guess. With that being said, there are a couple of series that could lay the groundwork for her introduction into this new universe. The Paradise Lost prequel series seems promising. It's set to delve into the political intrigue of Themyscira, centuries before Diana's time, giving us a Game of Thrones-esque look at the Amazons. And then there's the animated Creature Commandos, which will introduce Anya Chalotra as the villain Circe, offering another glimpse into Wonder Woman's world. The latest buzz around the project is pretty disheartening. It's been canned. Rumors started swirling in December 2022, claiming the movie was a goner at Warner Brothers. That bomb dropped when director Patty Jenkins parted ways with the project, citing creative differences. She later set the record straight with her own statement, clarifying that, yes, Wonder Woman 3 was indeed dead. The DCU was shifting gears, and she felt powerless to salvage it. And it's not just Patty Jenkins waving goodbye to Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot seems to be hanging up her lasso too, despite earlier hints she might stick around for the franchise's new chapter. But fear not, Amazon aficionados, because there's still something brewing in the new DCU. HBO Max is cooking up Paradise Lost, a series diving into the roots of Paradise Island and the fierce sisterhood of warriors long before Diana's time. It's a smart move that could pave the way for a fresh face to don the iconic tiara. Wonder Woman 3 could throw a wrench in the DCU's efforts to distance itself from the old DCEU. Let's face it, the old universe was on its last legs, with movies like Wonder Woman, Superman, and others barely keeping it afloat. And while there are plenty of exciting ideas in the pipeline to bring Wonder Woman more in line with her comic roots, pushing forward with Wonder Woman 3 doesn't seem like the smartest move right now. After a string of divisive releases and lackluster performances at the box office, it's clear audiences were ready to move on from the old DCEU. Just look at the dismal numbers for 2023's The Flash. It was a sign that the universe was running out of steam. So bringing back Gal Gadot as Diana for Wonder Woman 3 would be a step in the wrong direction for DC. The studio needs to focus on building up the new DC universe, not tying up loose ends from the past. Even if Wonder Woman 3 were pitched as an Elseworlds project, having Gadot back in the iconic role could muddy the waters when it comes to casting the new Wonder Woman for the DCU. Instead of being weighed down by the baggage of the old DCEU, the DCU should make the most of the gap between Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the DCEU's swan song, and James Gunn's upcoming Superman flick. It's time to embrace the future and leave the past behind. It seems like plans for the Wonder Woman spin-off movie focusing on the Amazonians have hit a dead end, along with the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3. However, there's a glimmer of hope in the form of the HBO Max series called Paradise Lost, which is set in Themyscira and described as a Game of Thrones-style dive into the all-female warrior society long before Diana's time. Whether this series is a revamped version of the original spin-off project or something entirely new remains a bit murky. Even though Wonder Woman 3 got the axe, fans can rest assured that the heroine will find her place in the new DCU soon enough. The big question on everyone's minds is whether Gal Gadot will reprise her role or if we'll see a new face donning the tiara. With reports swirling that none of the old Justice League members will be returning for the new team, it seems likely that a new actor will take up the Wonder Woman mantle. Paradise Lost could serve as the perfect launchpad for the DCU's take on the hero, setting the stage for a fresh face to take on the iconic role. With new actors stepping into the shoes of Batman and Superman in other DCU projects, it makes sense to keep the continuity clear by recasting Wonder Woman as well. This decision seems to have led to both Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa's roles being recast, effectively putting the kibosh on any plans for Wonder Woman 3. Chris Pine's recent remarks on Wonder Woman 3 shed some light on the perplexing return of Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman 1984. Steve's bond with Diana was a highlight of the first film, and his sacrifice added depth to her character. However, his resurrection in Wonder Woman 1984 left many scratching their heads, especially since it involved him inhabiting another person's body, which raised ethical concerns. In a recent interview, Pine bluntly dismissed the idea of returning for Wonder Woman 3, stating that bringing Steve back again would be ridiculous. His comments underscore the oddity of his character's return in Wonder Woman 1984 and highlight the challenges of resurrecting him yet again. The cancellation of Wonder Woman 3 further underscores the shift in direction for the DCU, with the DCEU making way for the new DC Universe led by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Projects like Wonder Woman 3 have been scrapped. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman won't be making the transition to the new universe, and the disappointing reception of Wonder Woman 1984 suggests that her character's future may lie elsewhere. While Gadot's Wonder Woman could potentially appear in an Elseworlds project, it seems unlikely given Gunn's desire to distance himself from the DCEU. With the franchise undergoing a reboot and new actors stepping into iconic roles, it's clear that Wonder Woman 3 won't be happening anytime soon. Wonder Woman 1984 didn't quite hit the mark, and that's putting it mildly. While its predecessor, 2017's Wonder Woman, soared to great heights, the sequel fell short in many aspects. From a lackluster villain to a downright bizarre resurrection of Steve Trevor, the movie left much to be desired. Even Gal Gadot, who shone brightly as Diana in the first film, seemed to struggle at times with her performance in Wonder Woman 1984. It's disappointing to say the least, especially considering the anticipation for how Gadot and director Patty Jenkins would steer the franchise in a third installment. Given the lukewarm reception of Wonder Woman 1984, it's understandable why DC is pivoting away from continuing that storyline. While it's a shame that Wonder Woman 3 won't be happening, fans can take solace in the fact that the DCU has exciting plans in the pipeline for the character and her world. Hopefully, these upcoming projects will more than make up for the cancellation of Wonder Woman 3. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.